We all start somewhere. Today we're going to be looking at where I started. Kind of. I'm going to be doing a challenge that I made up on the spot when someone commented on a drawing I made around 2 years ago. I'm not sure if anyone else has done a challenge like this, but who cares? I'm just here to have fun. So what I've done is I have taken 3 images to redraw, each one with a 2-year gap. One from 2016, one from 2014, and one from 2012. We're going to start in 2016 and go backwards. Be ready to suffer with my terrible commentary and awful microphone as we go along. 2016. That was a year. It wasn't too bad of a year for me, but I remember this being back during the time when I hated drawing dresses. I remember even designing B-Fish, or now I guess her name is Penny, with a dress like every other Equestria Girl design, back when she was mostly just a My Little Pony character. But I absolutely hated drawing that dress. So I gave her pants instead after a little while. I tried getting out of that state, like with this dress, when I started learning it. I obviously had no idea how to draw it because the original just looks so flat and off. I'm definitely still not a master at how I draw dresses, but I at least have learned something? I guess that's all that matters, right? With the year in general, I don't have the best memory, but I do remember this being when I really felt like I was getting somewhere. It was nice. 2015 was probably my best year, the year I started streaming with my best friend, when I opened commissions, when I met my best friend. It was pretty nice. I actually really missed that year, and this original drawing was around the beginning of 2016, so that's close enough to 2015, right? I do remember in 2016, that was the first year I went to BaroniCon, and that was pretty fun. That's definitely something that I miss. As you can see here, something that I definitely feel like I learned was how to draw clothing wrinkles and how to draw bows. I definitely really love my bows, and I think anyone who has met me definitely knows that about me. Was bows is like my favorite thing on the planet now. And so are headbands, just always. But I really feel like I learned how to draw clothing wrinkles and how to draw clothes flowing a bit more. Like, they look a lot more natural than they used to, and that's pretty nice. It's nice to know that I've improved compared to what I used to draw, and when I look back, I can at least say that I made some sort of improvement, and that's pretty nice. But yeah, something that I realized that I had stopped doing with the old original picture is the fact that what I used to do with eyes, where the eyes used to like cut through the hair and now they're kind of transparent. I really like what I ended up doing when I learned how to do that because I can't really show emotion any other way. Like, I know that I have trouble not covering my forehead and my hair gets kind of floofy and big. So I end up covering a lot of the eyebrows and then I miss like a half of the expression. So what I used to do is that I used to just cut it right through the hair. But that just doesn't look right. It looks kind of unprofessional and weird. So I'm pretty happy that I eventually ended up with this transparent thing that I do with the eyes. I know that I learned it from somewhere, but I honestly don't remember what artist I saw it from. But whoever they are, props to them. So yeah, looks like we're wrapping this picture up. I'm pretty proud of all the improvements. I'm pretty proud of how well this came out compared to only 2 years ago, which is pretty nice. It's just been a long time, and obviously I've redesigned B-Fish a little bit. I've refigured out how to draw clothing and all that sort of stuff. So time to move on to our next 2-year gap, 2014. Alright, 2014. This is back when I had started doing mostly digital, because most of what I did before that was crayons on lined paper, which you'll see in a moment. Obviously, though, by mostly digital, I mean that wonderful, wonderful, magical program, MS Paint. My favorite. This is actually where I changed the rules of the challenge I made up. Originally, I was going to pick out 3 flat-colored drawings from Psy and redraw them so the mediums match up. I wasn't willing to redraw the entirety of this in MS Paint. I'm sorry for your disappointment. The original should also be way higher quality, but a lot of my older art is missing from my computer. from a very, very long, drawn-out story that I don't want to explain. So I had to pull this off of my Facebook, and we all know how terrible Facebook is about quality. I actually had to go looking through several different accounts to try and find the images I used for this. Now, obviously we can see here that I changed the underskirt of the character to frills. Those wonderful frills. I have had kind of an obsession with frills for a little while, so I thought it'd be fun to, instead of using an underskirt, because who wears two skirts at once, to try and do a bunch of frills, and I kinda overcomplicated it. Obviously, the character I'm using here is the Equestria Girls version of my OC, the first version that I had of her. Like I said in the last drawing, she used to have a skirt. She had like this weird double skirt thing and an off-shoulder shirt with a tank top. It was kind of a weird design, but I kind of liked it. And all I have of drawings of her are all in like MS Paint. So I had to redesign her actually a little while ago, where I just changed like the bottom of her skirt to frills. So that's what I used as a reference while also drawing this, was that reference. She really didn't change much personality-wise when I redesigned Beefish. I mean, other than her name now being Penny. She hasn't changed too much. All that I did was I changed her body size, I changed her outfit design, that type of stuff. I don't even know if she originally had a written out personality, because I'm so bad at writing stories. But yeah, this drawing, I don't even remember what this was drawn for. There was actually a second part of this drawing with another OC, but I have no idea whose OC that is. Honest to God, I have no idea. So I cut out the other OC and just decided to do it on just the original character. That was mine, because I knew that this had to do with a YouTube art trade, and that's about it, because I used to take those all the time on YouTube as like art trades, which was kind of silly because it's not something you normally see on YouTube, is it? But yeah, I feel like I put the most effort into this one because it was kind of a weird drawing. It was definitely a weird drawing to look at. I actually didn't remember drawing it when I first saw it, and the other drawings that I have of this character I've already redrawn before. So I thought it'd be better to use this drawing, which I didn't even know I had posted onto Facebook. And I had to really dig deep into Facebook for this type of stuff. So yeah, this is just a redraw of my old design of Beefish. And she had like some weird magic stuff coming off of her, even though she's not a unicorn, she's a Pegasus. I've always really liked drawing magical type stuff, and I recently figured out how to draw it. It's a lot of fun. So I guess now we're wrapping up here. This is the end of the drawing. I am really proud of how much I've improved, both with my choice of programs and with how much I've improved drawing dresses and magical effects and all that type of stuff. I'm really proud of myself after looking back at this. So yeah, let's move on to 2012. So 2012, we've gone back to that horrible era of when I first created my first OC. And I probably have to explain her a bit for this, because this probably doesn't make much sense to you guys. Obviously, if you can't tell, on the back of her, that is an Urkin pack from Invader Zim. Why is she a fox and an Urkin? That's a question that I ask myself every day. But my first OC was a combination of Invader Zim and Tough Puppy, my two favorite shows. And she was known as Secret Agent Maria. And I don't want to get too much into like her backstory or anything, because I actually had a lot with this character. She was my main OC for so long. But yeah, she was partially Urkin and she was partially a furry, and it didn't make much sense, but I loved her to death. So I had to pick between like 4 pictures for this one 2012 slot, and a lot of the pictures were very bland. A lot of them didn't have too much interesting stuff with them. And then I saw this one, and because of the posing, I actually had to do a lot more than I did with the other ones, because I needed to change the entire pose, because the pose was just so bland on the other one that I had to fix it. So this is where I ended up, was choosing this pose that looks nothing like the original, and I actually had a lot of fun drawing it compared to my 2012 2012 version. And like I said before, where I had the idea of going and doing them all in their separate mediums, this one was done on lined paper with Crayola crayons. I'm not gonna grab lined paper and Crayola crayons, so I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I had to do this one inside. I did have a lot of fun drawing it though, and I had a lot of fun revisiting this OC. I have redesigned her several times. She has several different designs at this point. The picture that I redrew was actually her second design, as her first one looked way more like a ripoff of Invader Zim, but as a furry. That's honest to God what it was. I'm really proud of how far I got with this one though. I definitely know that I've improved from those days, and I've redrawn characters from this era before, and I'm just happy with where this has ended up compared to anything else that I've redrawn. And I was very happy with how this drawing came out actually, which I didn't expect to be, because I had to figure out the pose, and this one was the hardest one to figure out. It took me the longest time because I had like several different versions with it. And now we're wrapping up. This is the last picture on the video, and I obviously feel like I have made a lot of improvements, and I really feel like I've made improvements in the last 6 years. So I'm very proud of myself, and it was nice to do this little challenge and go back and see how far I could get from 2016 to 2014 to 2012. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see someone else try it if you guys want to. I don't know. I thought this would just be a fun video. Well, hopefully my commentary wasn't too awful to listen to, along with my terrible mic quality, which I need to replace soon enough. This was half scripted, half improvised, and half-assed. Hopefully it was enjoyable, though. I had a lot of fun with this little challenge I made up, and I had so much fun seeing how far I'd gotten. I'd love to see if anyone else tries this challenge. It's a very good exercise. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!